Hello everyone, today we're going to find x and y intercepts and slope from an equation. So no graphs today. We're going to get this information from our equations. Just to remind everybody, okay, x and y intercepts. Okay, an x-intercept is where a line crosses the x-axis. A y-intercept is where a line crosses the y-axis. Okay, and our slope is our rise over run. Now, you can get that from a graph fairly quickly, but we don't always have graphs and we need to know how to get that information. Okay. Remember, this one right here is slope-intercept form, and it gives us the y-intercept, which is b, and it gives us the slope. This one's standard form. Standard form gives us our x and y intercepts. Okay, let's try a problem. Now we have y equals negative 3x plus 6. What I'm looking for is the slope, the x-intercept, and your y-intercept. Now this equation is slope-intercept form, so if you remember, it gives us our y-intercept, which is 6, and it gives our slope, which is negative 3 over 1, or negative 3. Okay. Now in this one, we need to find our x-intercept. To find the x-intercept, if you remember, when we're looking for our x-intercept, y is always 0. Okay. Now, knowing that, we can plug 0 into the y. Okay. That would give us our x-intercept. Let's go ahead and do that. It's an equation, so I'm going to solve it just like I normally would. Solve for x. I'm going to isolate the x, subtract 6, running out of room, divide by negative 3x, so x equals 2. So my x-intercept is 2, 0. On a graph, you don't have to graph these, but on a graph, that would be 2, y-intercept would be 6, so your line would look like that on a graph. Let's try another one like that. These are a little easier. All right, again, we're looking for slope, x-intercept, and y-intercept. Okay. We know my y-intercept. Okay, it's right there. So that's going to be 0, negative 4, and my slope is 1/2. Rid of that. I need to find my x-intercept. So my x-intercept, again, is when y is 0. Okay, so I'm going to plug 0 in for the y. Solve for x. So I want to isolate the x, which means I'm going to add 4. Add 4, so I have 4 equals 1/2 x. Now I need to get rid of that 2 or the 1/2. Okay, remember this is the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 2, and my x-intercept is 8. Let's look at it in standard form. Now standard form, remember, tells us our x and y intercept. It doesn't tell us our slope, so we're going to have to do some manipulation with our equation. Still looking for the same thing. Slope, x-intercept, y-intercept. We're going to do our x and y intercepts first. Remember in your x-intercept, okay, when you have your x-intercept, y is 0, so I'm going to plug 0 in there. Okay, that's 0. So you get 2x equals 6 and x equals 3. So my x-intercept is 3, 0. Now I'm going to do my y-intercept. So on my y-intercept, I'm going to make x 0. That's 0. I'm going to divide by negative 3, and y equals negative 2. Okay. Now slope. From an equation, we can't find slope in standard form. We need to make slope, or we need to make the equation look like this. Okay, so this is an example. I need to solve for y. So I'm going to take my equation and isolate the y. I'm going to rewrite it down here. (2x minus 3y equals 6). And again, I want to isolate the y, so I'm going to subtract 2x. So we have negative 3y equals, now the 6 and the negative 2x can't combine, so I'm going to rewrite them. Now I'm going to divide by negative 3. Remember, divide everything by negative 3. So y equals, now negative 2 over negative 3 is positive 2 over 3, x. Okay. And then 6 divided by negative 3 is minus 2. Okay. There's my slope, 2 over 3. Okay. Let's look at that one again. Okay, so we have 3x minus 4y equals x, or equals 8. So I'm looking for my slope, my x-intercept, and my y-intercept. Since this is in standard form, I'm going to find my x and y-intercept first by making my y 0 and then making my x 0. Okay, that's 0. So right now I have 3x equals 8, divide by 3, and x equals 8 over 3. 3 won't go into 8 evenly, so I'm just going to leave it. That's my x-intercept. Just because it's a fraction, don't think it's slope. Okay, that's my x-intercept. Now let's go the y-intercept. So 3 times 0 minus 4y equals 8. Okay, those cancel. Multiply by 0. Now divide by negative 4, and y equals negative 2. Right, so I got my x and y intercepts. Now I need my slope. In order to find my slope, I need to take this equation again and solve for y. Okay? So I want it to look like y equals mx plus b. So we have 3x minus 4y equals 8. Again, solving for y. So I want to move the 3x. So I have to subtract it. So I have negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 8. Now I got to get rid of that negative 4. Remember, you're dividing everything by negative 4. So y equals, now we have two negatives here. Okay, so that makes it a positive. And then 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. So my slope is 3 over 4. Great, you'll have 2 of those on your test, so please make sure you take good notes and follow them. Step 1, step 2, so step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, so your notes will be easy to follow. You guys have a great day.